The Matrix. Imagine you wake up every morning, you check your phone, you go to work or school, you buy food, you pay bills, you watch the news, you vote, you save money. Most people think these are simply personal choices. But what if many of those choices were influenced by systems that existed long before you were born? Today, we are going to talk about what many people call the Matrix. Not the science fiction movie, but the invincible network of governments, businesses, banks, technology, media, education, and culture that shapes everyday life. This isn't about a secret society controlling everything. It's about understanding how power, money, and institutions influence the world and in turn influences us. What is the Matrix? Think of the Matrix as a giant operating system. Just like your phone runs on software you cannot see, society runs on systems that most people rarely notice. These systems include governments, banks, corporations, schools, the media, social media platforms, laws, the global economy. None of these are invincible. We see them every day. What many people don't see is how connected they are. Together, they shape how we live, what opportunities we have, and even what information reaches us. How did this begin? Thousands of years ago, humans lived in small communities. People hunted, farmed, and traded with neighbors. As populations grew, societies became more organized. Kings ruled kingdoms, empires collected taxes, armies protected territory. Over time, governments became larger and more complex. Trade expanded across continents. Banks developed to store money and finance businesses. The Industrial Revolution transformed economies through factories, machines, and mass production. Later came electricity, telephones, radios, televisions, computers, and finally, the internet. Every stage made the world more connected. Today, decisions made in one country can affect people on the other side of the planet. Who holds power? Power is not held by one person. Instead, it is shared among different groups. Governments make laws, central banks influence interest rates and supply of money, large companies produce products, employ millions, and invest around the world. Media organizations helps determine which stories receive attention. Technology companies shape how information spread through algorithms and digital platforms. International organizations help countries cooperate on issues like health, trade, and finance. These groups often have different goals, and they sometimes compete with one another rather than acting as one unified force. How does this affect an ordinary person? Let's imagine someone named Sarah. She wakes up and checks her phone. The apps she sees first are chosen by algorithms. The news she reads influences what she thinks is important. She buys breakfast. The price depends on farming, transport costs, weather, taxes, global markets, and inflation. She drives to work. Fuel prices are affected by world oil markets, government taxes, and international events. At work, her salary depends on her employer, the economy, demand of skills, and labor laws. When she saves money, interest rates affect how much it grows. When she votes, political decisions can change taxes, education, healthcare, and business regulations. Even if Sarah never thinks about these systems, they influence her daily life. The power of money. Money is one of the most powerful tools in modern society. Businesses use money to invest and create jobs. Governments collect taxes to provide public service. Banks lend money to individuals and companies. Investors move capital around the world. When financial markets rise or fall, ordinary people may experience changes in employment, prices, pensions, or savings. This is why economic decisions made far away can still affect families everywhere. The power of information. In earlier centuries, information traveled slowly. Today, billions of people receive news instantly. Televisions, newspapers, websites, podcasts, and social media all compete for attention. The stories that receive the most attention often shape public conversations. Social media algorithms are designed to keep people engaged, sometimes by showing content that matches their interests and emotions. This can help people learn, but it can also create misunderstanding if they also encounter one point of view. Learning to compare sources and think critically is an important skill. Education and culture. Schools teach reading, mathematics, science, history, and many other subjects. They also prepare people for work and participation in society. Culture, through families, communities, religion, art, music, and entertainment, help shape values and beliefs. These influences are not necessarily negative. They are simply part of how societies pass knowledge and traditions from one generation to the next. Is the matrix good or bad? Like any system, it has both strengths and weaknesses. The same global connection that allows businesses to trade also allow medicines to reach patients. The internet can spread misinformation, but it also gives people access to education and communication. Governments can protect citizens through laws, but they can also make poor decisions. Technology connects families across continents, but it also raises concerns about privacy and data. The systems themselves are tools. Their impact depends on how people use them. How can people navigate the matrix? Understanding these systems is first step. Reading from multiple reliable sources, learn how money works, understand how government make decisions, think critically before believing information online, develop valuable skills, participate in your community, vote where you have that right, support institutions that promote transparency, fairness, and accountability. No one can completely step outside society's systems, but people can become more informed and make better choices within them. Conclusion. The matrix is not necessarily a hidden room where few people secretly control every event. A more accurate way to think about it is as a network of institutions, markets, technologies, and cultural influences that shape modern life. These systems affect what we buy, how we work, and informations that reach us, and how opportunities are created. The more we understand these systems, the better equipped we are to make informed decisions rather than simply reacting to events. Knowledge does not free us from every challenge, but it helps us see the world more clearly. Thank you for listening.